I want you to see this one, and I'll explain this. You have this in there too. Excuse me. Okay. This is a diagram from the Cathara book, and it appears a couple other places too. But what this one is doing, on what the information on this is showing you, is where the Jehovian Seals are located in the body. All right. These are the areas of the body that become affected. Now, Jehovian Seal 5, for example, is here, but it's rear. So it means it's like here, but back here. So when that goes, you would be getting pain in through here. All right? There's ones that would have pain in through here. It affects the left side of the body. These up here, you have Seal 4, Seal 6. J1 is up there. They affect the brain as well, which can affect the eyesight, the jaw, the hearing, all sorts of things. These are blockages, reversals, where the way your currents are supposed to be running actually gets inverted and reversed because they're trying to drag your astral body down into phantom. All right. Now, these are the things that we will be able to heal by using the Qveka code. And now, we were given exercises before of using the Biveka and Triveka together with a salutation. So people who have that one, you can use that too. They do something else that's just as important. But right now, the crisis point is going to be getting these things broken up, where they literally kind of break up and just purge in little pieces so they don't devastate the frequencies trying to come through. And that's what this code will do. It'll also do it in the planetary grids. That's why they're giving it to us now. Begins the process of activating in our bodies, in our ley line system, the 4 faces of man grid. But these are the areas that would be affected. I know that I've been having trouble with these up here. All right, this one up here, and some of these are in the rear. I've been getting pain like in here, and really sore, just like really stiff, and just sometimes it even clicks. I go click, click, and what is in there? You know. Michael has been having a terrible time with this one, the one that runs down in through here, and it affects like the whole 7 axiotonal line. And just like on the maps that we saw, the Jehovian Seals on the planet were placed on axiotonal line 7, planetary axiotonal line 7. That was that 70-degree west, longitude. Well, it's axiotonal line 7 that they're on in the body too. These lines in your body correspond to the axiotonal line system on the planet, which means when certain things are running through certain axiotonal lines on the planet, they're going to be running through your body too. We're going to be experiencing a couple different things in the body. One is the purging of these Jehovian Seals, which isn't particularly fun sometimes, but you can get through it, particularly when you have the secret weapon now, the secret medicine, which is the mathematical coding that allows you to bring the primal sound field frequencies into the body to break those up. We're also going to be experiencing, and this started in Kauai actually, these axiotonal lines, there's a bunch of them that haven't been operational because of what the DNA is doing. Because of the planetary grids being activated in the early activation of Stargate 6, that started in the planet doing something called opening the halls of Amareya. The halls of Amareya are a passage of frequency that goes from D12 to D9 to D6 to D3 to D1. It jumps down. Instead of going through like D12, 11, 10, 9, it runs down, and it runs down the Cathara grid. But what it'll do, it's going to open up the corresponding number 12, number 9, number 6, number 3, and number 1. And most of those, like 3, 6, and 9, are here. These have been blocked and running on low D3 current for a very long time. So you may start to get effects. They're usually not painful, but I've been getting stiffness lately. A little bit like, we're stiff, like the cells are going, enough already. I can't handle any more frequency coming through. That, when you get the pains over there, that's not like a crisis. You don't have to get scared about that. If it hurts, you can clear it usually by running Maharic frequency and resting. All right, it just means that you have frequency coming through that your molecules aren't used to processing, and they're stretching and trying. Like kind of like when you're small and you get growing pains in your leg bones. Did you ever get that? I used to get that. And it was just literally the legs are growing and the molecules are stretching. It doesn't feel too great sometimes. You'll get a little bit of that within the right side of the body. But the ones that we really need to do something with in ourselves so they don't begin to harm us. And if we do it in ourselves, and enough of us do it, it will start to clear it out of the mass, body patterns. So it will literally help to save people's lives and help them to come through the stellar activation cycle. Once we get a critical mass in the planetary grids, clearing those Jehovian Seals, then we won't have to work directly with our own. But in the meantime, we're more activated right now than the planetary grids are. All right, we're holding more frequency. We're consciously running frequency. So right now we need to, just like we need to activate a Maharic seal if we expect D12 current to come through our bodies, we also need to run a very simple, and thank God with this one, it's simple. The exercise is not hard. Now you can amplify this if you want to. You can, in Sarasota we learned how to use the Biveka and Triveka by literally drawing the symbol on the bottom of our feet and then doing the salutation, where you're doing the conscious Merkaba spin to get the spins going in the right direction. You can use this code that way. You can use this code in round tables, but you can also just use it sitting or laying there, and it will still, work as long as you activate, do your Insta seal, Insta Maharic seal, get your D12 frequency running, and then there's 4 places you need to move the image of the symbol to. And just literally breathe it in and out. And I'll show you what they are in a minute. But what they'll do is progressively begin to hit these things with sound tones from the primal sound fields. And because these are like disharmonic sound tones, but they're not as loud, let's say. It's not sound to hear, but if one sound was louder, it would be the louder one that would eventually override the one that wasn't as loud. These might be nasty, but they're not as loud. So when the frequencies of the primal sound fields come through, because you're activating them with that template, with that, because that is a template. That's a mathematical template. When you activate them, it will progressively break them up, and you might even find, it's kind of interesting, if you're a person who is used to looking into bodies, like with psychic healing, so I know some of you do that, you will actually see what looks like soot coming down in the energy lines in the body, or sometimes it'll like hang out here, like in the etheric body, right outside the body, literally as they're breaking up. One of the things I just noticed, and I noticed it by observing it, and it was not in a bad state, but I realized what the Jehovian Seals did if they were left unattended, what they do. And it was one of the nastiest things, that, like the potential of what I saw. I saw one of them activating, and you know how you have your Maharic Seal and you have your astral field around you, these energy fields around you? Well, right where this one was, it looked like a burn mark in the astral bubble. It ate a hole in the astral field, and it hadn't gone all the way through yet with the person who I saw it. But this is what they can do if you're not running the D12 frequency and higher, and if you don't clear them. And it was not only could go through the astral field, it can burn itself right through from the inside the Maharic pillar. All right, they could literally push their way through, and it's almost like acid burning through. I had no idea about it, but I happened to catch one in the field, and I've been looking over my shoulder. What's it doing? You know what I mean? If people are going through this without realizing they're going through it, they're feeling a little pain here or something. But what's really happening is eating a hole in their astral field, and even people that are using the Maharic Seal alone, these have enough power, because I guess they're being generated by this, I think it's a false D11.5 reverse current that they use over in the phantom matrix. They're connected to that, and they literally have the ability, if you don't have a real strong Maharic Seal, which you wouldn't be able to do it if you had 12-strand activation, full activation, it wouldn't be able to affect the Maharic Seal. But right now we're just learning to build that Maharic pillar of frequency around us. It could literally burn right through it and leave holes, and where there's holes, there's doorways, and that's where things like to come up, and it's also where they would literally are trying to have our bodies die and take the astral bodies and our consciousness down in the phantom. This is how nasty these things are. You know what I mean? It makes me look at the Bible a whole lot different. I mean, I always used to try to keep a level of respect because it once started as a good book. All right, even if it's been twisted and distorted, because originally it was the Essene teachings and the ones that came from Atlantis before that. It was good stuff. But when I started to see what this stuff can do, this is mean. The people who come up with this stuff, these are mean beings. They are really twisted. So it's important that we begin to use the tools that we're given. And thank God they're easy. Thank God you don't have to go and get like rabies shots for it. You know what I mean? It's a whole lot less pleasant. This is just simply using, I'm going to put this code back up here again. If I can find it, where'd it go? Find it. There it is. Okay. Jehovian code. Okay. Now, down here, it lists the 4 points that it needs to go, that this frequency pattern needs to be activated in. One is chakra 8, the thyroid, which would be right here, right around here. On the chakra chart, it shows you about where chakra 8 comes out. Okay, there's a chakra chart in that little packet that you have somewhere toward the back, I think. Okay? Now, part of the problem that we start to have thyroid problems when we activate DNA because of these Jehovian Seals. What this will begin to do is clear the ones that are affecting the thyroid. This will also, I've been told, I hope, affect weight gain. For people who are having problems with either weight gain or weight loss, a lot of times that's because of what the thyroid is doing in relation to the rest of the energies in the body. Because of these Jehovian Seals, particularly when you start to go through DNA activation, it can, I mean, I'm watching my closet and they're saying, I wish I could fit into those things right now. Because it's going, I don't know what it is. And females seem to go this way, where I've noticed males seem to go this way. So it seems to affect the male and female body differently. Yeah, I think it can go either way with either, but and there's probably a lot more factors as far as your own chemistry that affects that. But it's playing with how much body weight you have or don't have. And it's because these seals are beginning to release on the mass level because of the frequencies we're hitting. If you go through DNA activation levels that are a little faster and higher, and, before the planet grids activate, you're activating them in you. I've actually met people who do healing work who have been guided to use certain sound tones that they think are helping, but they've actually been guided to use the sound tones that will set early activation of them, to activate them early, and they don't know it. So there's things that can activate these things prematurely. People can have problems with their thyroid without these activating, but these tend to kick it up as if it's like everybody's got this problem. So when we use this here, and the way we're going to use it, you can draw it on the area, but you can do it with oil, essence oil. That actually helps electrical transmission. The oil kind of lubricates and helps the frequencies to pass through. You don't have to use a pen, so you don't have to have see symbols drawn all over you. Yeah. Yeah. Or what I find is easiest, because it's hard to figure out where goes where, especially when you're looking down at it. You're looking at the paper this way going, how do I draw this? Right, because you don't want to get it upside down or backwards. The easiest way to do it is to take it on a piece of paper or on a stamper, like those other things were. But if you don't want to mark your skin, do it on a piece of paper, or take the stamper, put it on a piece of paper, take the piece of paper, and just put a bit of oil and stick the thing on. But the idea is to have it where it's sitting here. This is where you get, well, do I put it this way or do I put it this way? As if you were wearing it on the front of you, where the person looking at you would see the seal like you're seeing it. Yeah. Okay? So you draw it on a piece of paper, cut the piece of paper out, turn it away from you, right? Yeah, as if you were as if you glued that on your chest, right? And it's right about here.
Who makes jewelry?
Yeah, a necklace would be, yeah, there's a lot you could do with this. You could do necklace with, actually they're saying if anybody wants to do the jewelry stuff, selenite, what is that? I'm getting something shown to me, but I'm not getting the word translation on it. It reminds me of azurite, which is blue and kind of dense looking, but it's purple. It's not. It's purple. It's not blue, but it has that density of azurite. No, it has a funny name to it. What? That's it. Sugilite. That's it. Okay. So, yeah, somebody better write these down too, because they're coming through and I'm going to forget them when they come through like that. I tend to, don't remember them. Okay, sugilite and what did I say first? Selenite? Selenite, sugilite, and there's one more. What is it? Amethyst. They said just like amethyst, basic amethyst. That's simple. That was an easy one. That's the beginning to play with, they said. Everybody will get guided with their own way with that if they want to work with it. That was in response to people said, how about the, like jewelry, you could make a necklace. If anybody wants to do that, they were the recommended stones. You could also, therefore, work with those stones, just holding them when you're doing a meditation with this. It would also help to bring those frequencies in. They obviously have, I don't know what yet, but they obviously have something to do with assisting the frequencies in this code to activate in the body. So, if you want to, get, a little bit of selenite and sugilite, and I thought you had the name of that. Yeah. I didn't. They're showing me this purple stuff. Yeah. Okay, selenite, sugilite, and amethyst. Okay. Yeah, and they said that from there, take it from there. You'll get your own feel. It'll be different for everybody. Once you have those three, and you're basically working with purple and white. They're the frequencies, violet and white frequencies. So you're working with D12 and D7 frequencies, technically. Okay? So anyway, you'd put first here, this would be really short. You can even do it once you get these symbols put in where the body is used to it, and this will take about 3 weeks of maybe once or twice a week running the exercise. And the exercise isn't written yet because they're giving it to me now. The exercise is simply, you can sit down or lay down. First, put the drawing of it here, like on a piece of paper is okay. Put it here. Activate your Maharic seal. And it's real simple, thank God, finally a simple technique. Bring up the pale silver frequency from the Maharic seal from below your feet. Bring it up to there and exhale it through, out the chakra, because you have an 8th chakra that comes out here. As if you brought it up with the inhale breath and then exhaled it out. Now, you're just simply going to breathe through the 8th chakra. You're going to inhale, and every time you inhale, you're imagining pale silver coming up to there, and then you're going to exhale, but every other exhale that you instead, not the first one, you don't have to worry about it, but the second one, chakras go through the body. Remember, like there's a front end and then there's a back end of the chakra. The 8th chakra is a tricky one. Okay, that's one that runs through with the pineal seals, like the 9th one does. It goes through an angle up through the head. The 8th one goes up through the head and comes out back here. You have 7th chakra up here. This one comes out in an angle up here. The 9th one actually comes this way. Okay, but you're doing with the 8th right now, the 8th chakra. So you'd and imagine this line of light, literally pale silver light. Right? Inhale up. Hold it there a minute, and then you're going to exhale a line of light that goes for the center point where you are, going, and then inhale more, and you're just going to breathe out through that chakra. You're going to breathe the silver light with the symbol on it for a few minutes. Just play with it. And they're saying that you will be able to feel, after you play with this for a while, you'll be able to feel when it's enough. You don't have to take 20 minutes for each station. There's 4 stations that you need to breathe this frequency through with this code on it. And they're the ones that will go, they'll explain more. We'll get this in writing at some point. But, so you start there, bring the Maharic frequency up, and just let it go through the 8th chakra, and then put the attention back down the feet, through the 8th chakra. Then, yeah, at the same time. So you're exhaling, but it's going out both directions, like that. Like the chakra's like that, and you're at the center. Your exhale goes out both sides. It's like you're literally giving a cleansing to the chakra, but you're doing it with that mathematical coding going with it. Okay. They said use your preference of essence oil. Like if you can use essence oil rather than like cooking oil, it's better. You can use cooking oil. You can also use hand lotion. But the essence oils that have like an aroma to them, like yeah. So they're saying use what smells good to you. Now, they used to tell me that smell is a form of sound. All right. Now I won't even go into explaining why that is. They were trying to explain that to me too, and I'm going, okay, I almost get you. But aromatherapy oils, the kinds you can get in some New Age stores and health stores, and sometimes bath stores have them. Whatever smells like it's right for you, use that. Now I want to get through this in case anybody's leaving, because I'm seeing people having to get out. Next place you're going to do it. After you do that for a few minutes, right? Go to number 2, tailbone. Okay, that's where you're going to take your little paper and stick it to your tailbone. Okay, facing out. Okay, with the drawing facing out. I figure once they get through and give us the real highest one, I'm just going to get it tattooed there. They said, hold on a minute, we'll get to that in a second, but they want to finish this.
They want to reserve that spot for several codes, though?
That's why I said when you get the final big one, like the final. I know there's one for the Akkadic code, and they can't use it yet, so they're not giving it to us until it can activate in the grids. Okay, all right. The tailbone is the next spot. You do the same thing there. The tailbone now is connected to actually 2 chakras. It's connected to the 2nd chakra that runs this way, the sacral chakra, and to the base chakra that runs down between your legs. But you already have pale silver coming up, and when that pale silver, when you get done with this, you're going to send it all back down, so you don't need to worry about the base chakra now, because you're going to get that code through the whole vertical current later. So what you're going to do on step 2 for the tailbone, you're going to go and do the same breathing through chakra 2. Okay, just through here, going to have the drawing here, and simply bring up Mahatic frequency from here, into this space, and then it's really easy. It's a lot easier than trying to figure out what way to spin. Then we're going to move it again, and it's going to be up to you to decide, is this enough? Did I breathe enough in yet? You might want to try before you even use the code what it feels like to breathe the energy through the chakras. All right, you're simply bringing it up to, activating your Mahatic seal and bringing up that cord of light to that area and breathing it out. Next one is the heart chakra, which this will clear the astral field and it'll encode the astral field. Okay, bring it up to the heart chakra, the energy, the pale silver energy. You have your little paper, you take it off your tailbone and stick it on your chest down here. Now remember, the 8th chakra is up here a little higher. Okay, it's between chakra 5 and chakra 4, so it's in this space in here. Now the 3rd step is to put the symbol here in the heart chakra. Okay, and then again, breathe the energy up and front and back at the same time. And I would spend a little bit of time. They're saying you can go as quick or as long as you want to. I would suggest breathing, and don't if you do this too fast, you'll hyperventilate and then feel dizzy and stuff. You don't have to do it fast, just regular breathing, but try to do maybe 2 minutes of breathing for each one. Even time it just to make sure for the first few times, just to see, so you build some frequency on that energy signature. And then the last one, you're going to take a little paper, stick it on your forehead. And I'm so glad we don't have to draw these on ourselves or anything with marker. We're walking around yeah, exactly. What are you calling us that stuff? All right, this one, it's on the pineal. So you just run the D12 frequency out, and you can do it out the 6th chakra, in and out. Out the 6th chakra. And then after you're done, with that, or it feels like it's done, it's time to close down this operation, where you're done with the exercise. The last step is, you still have the thing here. You cleared the 6th chakra. Now at the pineal, the 6th chakra and the 7th intersect. The 7th comes up vertically, and the 6th is running through horizontally. So what you're going to do is imagine that code, and it's going to ride on the pale silver light. You have the pale silver light already up here. Imagine the code coming from your forehead and making a ball that has that code on it. Just imagine the code's in it, a silver ball on the end of the current of pale silver light that's coming in. And you're going to go inhale and inhale it up with a kind of popping thing to the 14th chakra. So, inhale to gain momentum and energy. When you inhale and hold for a little bit, you're actually building energy, and then when you'll have more to pop with. Okay, pop it out to the 14th chakra, and then simply close the whole thing down by taking that. Imagine it's still up there, has a little ball on it with the symbol code in it. Simply inhale, and you're going to throw it all the way down your main vertical current down into the earth's core again. Let it go into earth's core. That's it. You've sealed the main points in your field with it. These points will start taking it through your whole system. If you're feeling sick, or if you're feeling these areas of the body starting to kick up, which means the Jehovian Seals are starting to activate and they're giving you problems, like if you're getting headaches or any, the left side stuff, they're saying you can actually take this and run it on every one of the chakras if you want to help yourself heal faster. And once you're done with all the chakras, you're literally clearing the chakras and coding them to this. You can do this even if you're not sick. But a lot of people get bored doing the mind gets bored, even if it's doing what it's supposed to. They're also saying the area, after you open the chakras and clear them with this pattern, then the area that's hurting, literally put the little drawing of it over the area. And they're saying it will work better with a little oil, so you're going to make a lot of these little drawings, get them photocopied, right?